Good afternoon, everyone. How are you going? Hope you're feeling great. For me, it's Friday afternoon on the 1st of March, 2024, and we all know 24.1 has been released. Hope you're excited as I am. I think this is going to be a fantastic workout. I love it. I'm not going to go through the details. 21, 15, 9, 4 sets of each. I suppose it conjures up memory of the dumbbell snatch, working your way up to 50 and doing the burpee box jump overs. And the purpose of this little video, coming from a spinal surgeon, in fact that's what I've been doing today, operating on people's bad backs. I thought I'd just sort of weigh in with a little bit of a little bit of my perspective on what this workout can do for your back. Number one, if you move through this workout really well, it's going to be a very, it's going to have a potent stimulus on your lumbar spine and the surrounding musculatures and the surrounding stabilizing muscles. And of course, that's a very good thing. The contrast to that, of course, is if you do this workout very badly, then it's really going to hurt you, and if you're unlucky and you've got some underlying susceptibilities, then it could actually hurt you pretty badly, such that you'll be seeing someone like myself. Things like discitis, annular tears, facet arthritis, lots of mechanical pain, disc prolapses, nerve root compression, lower limb neuropathic pain, all really nasty stuff, horrendously painful. You do not want to go there. We as CrossFitters are very familiar with opening and closing our body, which is one of the characteristics of a functional movement. But the point is that we have to open and close our body through hip-centric rotation, and our focus should be on maintaining a neutral spine position whilst we incline our torso. So that's the take-home message. If we're going to have a gold standard rule, every single dumbbell snatch that we do, and use a light one here, the simple 10 kilogram, is going to be done with a neutral spine. Now, we probably saw some athletes this morning, Jeff Adler, they are absolutely flying through the workout, very high cadence, and there may have been points in the workout where they did not maintain that beautiful, nice, shallow, hollow, which we call the lordosis. They may not have maintained that for the whole time. I think I saw a couple of reps where Fikowski sort of looked a bit like this. Now, you've got to take that into context, okay? You've got to take that into context that those guys have a exceedingly high level of stability. Stability is the key. If you have a high level of stability, even though you are not maintaining that neutral lordotic position of your lumbar spine, if you have a high level of stability, that means a high level of functional capacity and proficiency of your multifidus muscles, multifidus, look it up, the multifidus muscle. And it amazes me how many people who have had back pain, who have seen physical therapist after physical therapist, paid thousands of dollars, been to surgeons, been to sports physicians, and I say, have you heard of the multifidus muscle? And they look at me and say, what? Anyway, look it up, multifidus. Look up my website, www.reactivatesurgeon.com, if you want to learn about the multifidus muscle. Anyway, back to the point. Fikowski, elite athletes, they have a very high level of capacity, a high level of stability. Their multifidus muscle will be like, iron bundles of muscle fiber. So they can probably get away with a few rounded back muscle snatches, right? As opposed to, and it's contextualized because for them, the RX weight of 50 pounds or 22.5 kilograms, for them, it's like me doing 10. Like I can maintain stability and have a rounded back here because it's relatively light. But if I'm going to go RX today in 3 hours, I am not going to want to round my back with this load because it's contextualized by the demand on my stabilizers. Right? So everything that people say, you've got to put into context with the capacity and demand. And so for most people, most suburban CrossFitters, even if they're very, very consistent, you're still going to be much better in terms of spine health, maintaining that neutral spine position. And if your posterior chain hasn't got the condition to be able to maintain that hip-centric rotation, posterior chain activated movement, i.e. stick your bum out, neutral spine position, and pick up that dumbbell off the floor, which is a movement standard point of performance, and get it back down on the floor, 2 heads on the floor, then you have to do a little bit of squatting, okay? Because the squat lets you get lower. It's going to compromise time. It's going to compromise a little bit more anterior chain power, so your quads are going to feel it a bit more, but you're not going to break the rules of movement theory, okay? You're not going to break those biomechanical movement principles. So don't hesitate to do a bit of a squat to get that dumbbell back to the ground. Don't go, I'm going to go faster and that's as far as I can go. Now I'm going to round. Okay, that is the recipe for disaster. You accept that you haven't got the stability, you haven't got the capacity, i.e. the range of motion, that allows you to then do that movement with A+ proficiency. And we all know that your last rep should look like your first rep. Of course, there may be increasing time delays between reps as you progress through workouts, but the biomechanics should be maintained throughout. So for me, my posterior chain's okay. I can kind of have hardly any squatting when I do a dumbbell snatch. But if my posterior chain is starting to fire up, then I'll start to drop into a bit more of a squat to get the rep out and maintain that. Whoa, I think that was a grand total of 10 reps and I'm puffing. It is Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, so it's pretty freaking hot. And I've just been at work all day. So I've got a couple of hours to rest. Gonna hit it tonight, I can't wait. I think the burpees are gonna be the real sucker here. My plan is to put a little mark on the ground. I'm sure everyone's thought of this. Get the dumbbell in position and take a bit of time to position that dumbbell where you want it. Even make a mark on the ground as where you want to put that dumbbell and where you want your hands to do your first burpee, so that when you do that first burpee, you don't have to do this massive tummy tuck and killing your abs in order to get your feet in line with the dumbbell. So don't hesitate. I'm trying not to hesitate to do my snatch. And my last snatch, okay, there's my mark. I'm gonna put it there. There's my hand mark. Do my burpee, stand up, go over it without having to do a major tummy crunch. And see if we can get under the time cap. I'm hearing some scores in the gym around the 8-minute mark, 10-minute mark for some of our athletes. So I'm really hopeful of at least finishing it and checking out the percentile position on the old whiteboard. Hope that helps. Have fun. Talk to you next time.